To bring us all back down to earth, let's move on now to our second road test. This time we drive one of the newer design Japanese subcompacts, the Mazda GLC, which they modestly call a great little car. The GLC joined the front drive ranks in 1981 and includes our test two-door hatchback, a four-door coupe and hatchback, and a station wagon. Prices start at $5,300 for the low-line model. Our custom L test car fell right in the middle with a base sticker of $6,100. Let's see if it wears a name that fits. Like the majority of the GLCs imported to the U.S., we found the optional overdrive 5-speed manual mated transversely to a 1.5-liter 68-horsepower 4-cylinder engine. We can attest to the ability of this little Mazda to make a good account of itself in sleet and snow, even without winter tires. Styling is from the traditional two-box school of design, one box for the engine and one for the passengers and cargo. There is little that can be done with this shape except to add a smooth curve here and there. Mazda has managed this in most efficient fashion. Around the rear, the large glass hatch meets the expansive taillights in a neat flow of design. Again, nothing fancy, but obviously Mazda has learned something, since this is where most of its competitors fall short on looks. Again, on the inside, very little to take away from the overall efficient package. Seats are comfortable with fully reclining backrest and a host of other traditional Japanese features as standard. That included a remote control rear hatch release and scattered around the car a multitude of little storage bins. Instrumentation was sparse, but a gauge package is available on some models. Driving the Mazda left me with mixed feelings. The engine seems peppy enough at low speeds, but I found the transmission had both a strange shift pattern and very notchy gears, particularly second and third. However, the manual rack and pinion steering was light and precise, and the four-wheel independent suspension extremely well controlled. Slush or no, our low-speed slalom course posed little challenge to the GLC. There was only a modest amount of understeer, but we did feel a bit more body roll than expected. Perhaps the addition of a front anti-roll bar would be in order. We were able to cut the pylons unusually close without the rear end tending to break away from the dry pavement. Even on this wet surface, drivers felt secure, and most exited the course in excess of the 35-mile-per-hour entry speed. In our emergency lane-changing maneuver, we found no problems with the GLC when swinging out around the pylons. But staffers went wide when returning to the slow lane, as the car's steering just wouldn't respond as quickly as needed. However, if it's tight steering you need for the big city U-turns, then you'll be pleased with the Mazda's 30-foot curb-to-curb diameter. Back on the course, we found that 68 horses just can't push 2,015 pounds very fast. Our 40 to 55 mile-per-hour passing acceleration was a modest 6.2 seconds. Performance on our 500-foot stoplight to stoplight acceleration test was fair, with an average showing of 10.3 seconds and 51 miles per hour. And if you ever needed confirmation that most of the GLC's pep is at low speeds, then look at this slow 20.9 second quarter mile and a speed of 66 miles per hour. Regardless of the speed, stopping is secure. From 30 miles per hour, the GLC took an average of 32 feet to stop, with some fade. From 55 miles per hour, the stops continued to be quick with a good showing of 130 feet. Again, there was moderate fade with only a slight tendency to pull to one side. Overall, we rate the GLC's power-assisted front disc, rear drums as good. Good, despite itself, is also how we'd rate the engine compartment. The front opening hood is sporty with a built-in prop, but can become tiresome for radiator and front side engine work. Even with this handicap, plugs and dipsticks were easily reached. Like most front drive cars, engine belts will be difficult to change and the oil filter is hidden. The small size of the GLC is deceptive when it comes to handling both luggage and human cargo. The split rear seat makes for station wagon-like room, and with it up, plenty of space for 2 adults. Our normal set of luggage fit with ease, although 4 bags was the limit with the security cover in place. The quickly changed space-saving spare tire is housed under the cargo floor. With any car this size, you're bound to be interested in fuel economy. The GLC weighs in with a very good EPA rating of 35 miles per gallon city, 46 highway. But our test period produced an average of 38 miles per gallon. Interior noise level was lower than most cars in the GLC's class. The question then, was it in fact a great little car? Well, that sort of depends on your definition. But good, even very good little car, yes, the staff agreed. Mazda has done its homework and made major improvements over the first GLC. And the next generation might secure that claim to greatness once and for all.